Look here on now. Now then, my YouTube subscribers, my electronic SIG video on here seems to be doing really well. Some really good comments on there from folks. People wanting to know a little bit more about these, so I have answered some of the comments under there, but I have said that I was going to do another video because the last video I showed this particular SIG. Obviously that's just a short battery on there, that one's got the long battery on there, but in the old video I was demonstrating and explaining this tank system which pulls out when you fill that up. Well, we've since moved on to the Cartomiser system, this tank. Now, I don't know if you can see the juice in there moving, but with it being top to bottom, you can see how much juice you've got in there, and there's a little measuring thing somewhere on the side, I think, somewhere, unless mine's worn off now. Oh, it's there. It's very faint, but it's there. This system, in my opinion, is far better than this system. Now, we did like this works, no problems whatsoever, but we've moved on to this one, and this is far better. It's a far better system. You get a lot more out of this than you do these. The other thing as well, with that cone and that tank system, as I explained in the last video, you put in those atomizers, and I've just put a comment under the last video regarding the price of the atomizers. Now, for that cone system that takes the little atomizers, these are the atomizers. You get them in a pack like that. You get a strip of 5, and they're about £20 from Totally Wicked, and they come like that. Now, obviously, these have been used. That is an old atomizer that I've just put in there for demonstration purposes. But like I said, you get 5 of them in that strip, and they're £20. And as before, just to recap, you take that cone off, you stick your little atomizer on top of there, you put your cone back on, screw that on, and then your tank with your fluid in, your juice, just clips into the top, pushes in, and that's it. So you've got the old tank system. But we'll take that one off because that's what we've now disposed of, if you like. We've kept these just for sake of keeping them. We won't throw them away, they do work, but a little bit expensive to run those. These tanks are a lot cheaper to run. This is one of the first tanks that I bought, and I'll just explain this to you so you can decide whether you want to go for that one or this one. At the time, that was our favourite. Now it's this one. That unscrews from the bottom of there, which is just that there, and there's your tank system. And if you can see, that has got the marks on there for your level of liquid. That unscrews off the top, does that mouthpiece. You have a little rubber seal on there just to stop the juice running out. Now, your atomizers, like I said, £20 for a strip of 5 for that tank system. And for this system, you get these, the coils, and you get a pack of 3. Now, obviously, that one's being used. We've just popped that one back in. That one's been taken out, and this is a brand new one, still sealed, not being used yet. But when you take it out, that's what it looks like. And there's something I've got to explain about these. This is a used coil. This is one we've taken out a while ago. You can buy cheaper alternative atomizers and coils for these Totally Wicked SIGs. This is a complete Totally Wicked outfit. We haven't bought any cheap and nasty things. We have tried cheaper atomizers from different companies off the internet, and we find that they're crap. They either taste really burnt all the time, or they don't last 2 minutes. And yeah, they are a little bit cheaper than Totally Wickeds, but Totally Wickeds, you're paying for quality. It's £20 and you're paying for good stuff. These are Totally Wickeds. Again, you can buy cheaper alternatives. We have tried them. But the one thing to remember when buying cheaper alternatives for the Totally Wicked, if you bought a cheap SIG and you buy the cheap coils to go with it, hey ho, happy days. But if you bought a Totally Wicked SIG and you're buying cheap imitation coils, then the chances are you're going to find that they're not going to work in there. And I'll tell you why for. I don't know if you can see, but just on the head of that, there's like a slot cut into there. Well, the cheaper ones don't have that slot. And when you screw this, like I said, that comes out the bottom of that tank in there. That just screws into the top like that. And that's all there is to it. That's so simple. Well, like I've just explained, there is a slot cut, machined into the bottom of there, which is to let the air flow through. The cheaper ones don't have that slot. So when you screw that down and into there nice and tight like that, what happens is when you're sucking on that, you're really having to pull and you're not getting anything because you're not getting any draw coming through. So don't buy the cheap ones for Totally Wicked, stick with Totally Wicked coils. These coils, as I've said, come in a pack of 3 and they are £6.99, £7 for 3. So it's a damn sight cheaper and they last a lot longer than atomizers we've found. If we use that type heavily, we'll probably get a week to a fortnight out of one of those atomizers. Not very good. But with these coils, we find that even though we use them all the time, heavily used, we could get a good 3 weeks or more out of this coil. So once you've screwed that on there, what you do then is you just push that up into there, into that tank, like that. Screw that in, and then it's ready for filling. Now, obviously this is just for demonstration purposes, but this is an empty bottle. There's your thing. And in the top, I don't know if you can see inside there, but the idea is to get the spout of that down the side of that nozzle in there, that point, if you like. So you put it down the side, squeeze, and then just watch the level filling up in there. And we usually fill it up to the bottom of that rubber cap inside. You can see that, just up to the bottom of there. So the wick is all totally wet through. Screw your mouthpiece back in, like that. You then just screw that onto your battery, like that. So you've got this full cig full of juice. Now obviously this is a longer battery, but that's it. And then you push. And you do get more off that. And they all, I mean, I am with this one, I'm using the Ego C-Twist battery, the variable voltage one. So if I just crank that up a little bit more, I'll get a bit more juice out of this. And I think this battery's dying actually, but that's it. So that's the new tank system that we've moved on to, away from the old atomizer system. We're on to these new coils. These, I think they're called the Cartomiser tank. So I highly recommend these over these. These were good, but these are better. So if you're going to buy a Ego C cigarette outfit, get this particular tank and you won't go wrong. Like I said, it's cheaper all around because your coils for this are a lot cheaper than the atomizers. So that's it. There's my new review on my new tank system that we're using. So I hope you find that this video a little bit, what's the word? Mine's gone blank. Informative. And I hope it helps make a decision to quit smoking and go on to electronic cigs like most of the UK is doing now, and most of the world in fact. Anyway, have fun guys, best of luck, happy vaping.